Top news, ladies and gentlemen. Top news. As you can see, green light has been provided. Well, is imminent. That'll be provided by the Premier League, and Todd Boehly and his consortium will receive confirmation that they've passed the owners test, director's test. So that's great news. Hopefully, as I keep saying, that this is very, very close now. As some top transfer news to talk about as well. And yeah, this is what I'm interested about now. To be honest, the season is more or less over. So let's get on with some Chelsea news blitz yet again.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the news from the get-go. This is what was reported early on today. This was the initial piece of news that was out. Sources close to Todd Boehly-led TAKEOVER have said they're on track for May 31st deadline. There is a belief that the UK government are making a late attempt to get more control over the distribution of the proceeds. This is what I said earlier on in the video today. UK time, much early in the morning, that hopefully by the end of this month we get a resolution and it's done and dusted, and Todd Boehly can get into work immediately. I think some work have already started anyway, because Todd Boehly and his consortium, they're in the belief that this is going to happen anyway. So it's just about formality. So I think some conversations have already started. So we're going to talk about the transfer market as well. But that was the first news. The second news was this breaking news: Matt Law and Tom Morgs, Todd Boehly's group, to receive green light from the Premier League imminently. They will receive confirmation they have passed the owners and directors test. This is fantastic news. I mean, there is no controversy with Todd Boehly, so I don't understand what the holdup has been, since the confirmation, and the announcement from Chelsea. Was it last week? I'm pretty sure it was last week. And yeah, it really should have been done and dusted even quicker than what it is right now. Regardless, hopefully by May 31st, that the good news is well and truly there. Marina Granovska's position has still not been decided either for the short term or long term, and will hold more talks with Todd Boehly. Look, I'm not bothered either way. Yeah, I actually want a fresh start. I actually want Todd Boehly and the consortium to handpick their people from scouting network, director of football. Hopefully we get that. Financial controller like Marina Granovska. Bruce Buck needs to go, and if you need to have a chairman, put a chairman in. Whatever the case is, I think it's time to have a fresh start. Marina, as good as she has been, there's been some disastrous decisions from her as well. So I don't mind if she sticks around for the short term until Todd Boehly gets his head around the whole scenario. I'm okay with that, because there has to be a handover. But eventually enough, I would like to see a brand new team, and then see exactly how Chelsea is run under that particular regime. I think this regime has run its course. Bruce Buck, as we've covered it in the last video as well, needs to go, especially when Bruce Buck, they even wanted Todd Boehly, wanted the Ricketts family. So, I would love to see a fresh start. This is a great news. Now, talking about some team news, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into some transfer news. Ben Chilwell has returned to first team training today. Tuchel gave him a hug, and his teammates gave him a round of applause. This is from Via Bhardwaj. Do follow her. She's a very, very good journalist. One of the better ones out there, to be honest. And this is fantastic news. I mean, it's amazing. I was one of them who was probably, didn't think that Ben Chilwell was going to cut it at Chelsea Football Club. I think it mostly to do with the price, but obviously the price was a lot less than what initially Leicester quoted of 80 million. We ended up getting him for about 50. But how quickly he became such an important factor for Thomas Tuchel's side, it was incredible. And he had to work hard for it. He had to work hard for it when Thomas Tuchel first came in. It was Alonso, and then eventually enough, Ben Chilwell took over. And also this season, Alonso started. Ben Chilwell, if you guys remember, took a bit of time for him to get going, because I think there was talks from Thomas Tuchel that the fact that England didn't win the Euros, and also the fact that Ben Chilwell barely featured. I don't think he actually featured. Really hurt his confidence level a lot off the back of winning the Champions League. So took him a bit of time to come in, and eventually enough he came in, and oh my, he became such an important cog for Thomas Tuchel, not just for the team itself, but a very important player for Thomas Tuchel's system, which was highly reliant on wingbacks. Reece James was killing it on the right side. Ben Chilwell was killing it on the left side. And since Ben Chilwell's injury, oh my days, has it gone backwards. We've declined monumentally, not just because of Ben Chilwell, but many other factors as well. But Ben Chilwell played a huge role. So, look, he's back. Great. I mean, a couple of videos ago, I commented that he was already training with the youth academy players, the youth team, and a couple of weeks now onto it, he's found himself in the first team straight away. That just shows that his recovery is moving the right way, and hopefully I'm really praying that he gets back to that level that he was playing earlier on this season before he got injured. That match against Leicester, I still remember, and obviously followed up by Juventus where he got injured. He was playing really, really well. So yeah, I pray that the injury doesn't affect him too much. Yes, there's going to be an adaptation time. We can't expect him to come in and just absolutely kill it. But the fact that he's going to get all of this time plus the preseason, I'm pretty sure he's going to work his backsides off during the off season. And hopefully by the time next season starts, that he's up and running, man. As I said, very important player. And we do need a rotational player for him, knowing that Alonso is leaving. Before we get into this news and this news as well, let's have a quick look at this particular footage. This is so lovely to see, ladies and gentlemen. Look, everyone's giving a hug. Thomas Tuchel giving Ben Chilwell a hug. Everyone's giving him a round of applause, playing some basketball, football. And as you can see, he's back into training. This is great news, man. And I hope everything goes well. And this guy kills it with all the missed matches this season. He's got to make it up next season. I can't wait to see that. All right, let's move on to the next one. Andreas Christensen has had agreed a £140,000 per week contract with Chelsea, but was not offered a signing on bonus or fee. Plus, his father wanted the agent fee to be paid within 2 years, whilst Chelsea proposed to provide it over 4 years. This is the thing. People think about free transfers and also contract extensions. They're all free. They're not. Even free transfers, whether it be, Ousmane Dembele that we're looking at or Ivan Perisic, these people will ask for a signing on fee and also agent fee. Yes, they won't be as much as perhaps if they were under contract with another club. Those fees would be astronomical. But even then, someone like, I think Rudiger wanted, 20 million, I think 10 million for signing on and 10 million for agent. I think all up 20 million, or I could be wrong, maybe 20 million for signing on, 20 million for agent, 40 million. And then on top of that, something like that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that these contract extensions are not always straightforward. There is a lot of money involved. And in this scenario, as you can see, Christensen, it wasn't just the fact how much he was getting paid, which is double. He's on 70,000, I think, and Chelsea's doubled his wages, but he still wasn't happy because he wanted the signing on fee, which I'm pretty sure he's probably getting that with Barcelona. So, look, good luck to him. I just don't like the way it all ended for him. I think partly his fault as well, and then maybe some of it is probably he's got some health problems. We don't know. It's just crazy how these health problems have just materialized in the last few weeks. They were there previously, but he's played in the biggest stage. He's played in the Champions League final. Coming on when Thiago Silva was injured, and he's done a stellar job. And now all of a sudden, playing in FA Cup matches or playing in some Premier League matches in recent times, he seems to not be fit, even though he's not injured. So I don't know. Look, maybe there is some problems. Maybe he's just protecting. So I don't know. It would be a surprise now if Christensen features in either of Chelsea's last 2 games against Leicester or Watford, meaning he will not get the chance to say goodbye to fans. look, it's up to him. It's up to him to convince Thomas Tuchel. At the end of the day, I'm sure if he tells Thomas Tuchel that he's fit, he's ready to go, and he wants to play against Leicester and Watford and do well, I don't know. I don't think Thomas Tuchel will deny him that chance, knowing that Silva playing 120 minutes against Liverpool in a high intensity match, and it seems like he could be injured. He limped off after that particular match. There's a position for him to start, so it's totally up to him if he's keen enough to play the games. Chelsea have Borna Sousa at their transfer list if they can do a deal for Marcos Alonso to Barcelona. Look, I mean, we've been linked with Ivan Perisic. Apparently, that is, just requires the signature from Ivan Perisic. Everything else is all agreed. Borna Sousa is someone that we've been linked with for quite a while now, since the last transfer window. This transfer window, I've not watched too much of this player, but there's some high praise on him. He's apparently got a lot of assists in the Bundesliga, has created a lot of chances, very, very good on that left side. Once again, I keep reiterating, for me, Ben Chilwell, he deserves to be the number one. And then if you have someone like Borna Sousa or Ivan Perisic, I don't think Marc Cucurella is viable at the moment, knowing that there's still 3-4 years left in his contract with Brighton. God knows how much he's going to cost. Maybe down the track we can go back to Cucurella, but look, we need a particular rotational option for Ben Chilwell that is going to be worthy enough to possibly, not just compete with Ben Chilwell, but maybe even take over his position. We need that type of a player, and only then you're going to have, a very, very good competitive team. So look, I'm all up for it. There's some big reviews on him. He's been doing the bits in Bundesliga, very attack-minded and defensively quite sound as well. As per the stats that show up, and also a lot of fans out there absolutely rate him. So look out for this. Let me know how you feel about Borna Sousa. I really want to know from you guys, because as I said, I have not watched him enough. The agent of Kalidou Koulibaly is advocating his client to several potential parties, including Chelsea. Look, this one, ladies and gentlemen, we need CBs, and we need experienced CBs. I wouldn't mind this, even though, perhaps I wouldn't mind somewhat of a younger defender, but then I suppose I have to reassess a little bit in terms of, don't want to, influx the team with too many young players. We do need experienced minds in the back and in the team, because there are a lot of young attackers that we have. We're going to lose a lot of experience with Rudiger, Azpilicueta leaving. Also, Marcos Alonso, at the end of the day, he's an experienced player. Albeit. So Kalidou Koulibaly, for me, when I really reassess the situation, I don't mind. On top of Jules Koundé, if you get Kalidou Koulibaly, why not? He's still a top defender playing for Napoli, and someone we tried to get a while back when Maurizio Sarri was still the manager. So for me, Chelsea should do their level best to get this particular player. I think he's only got about 1 year left in the contract, so it could be potentially a cheaper option as well. Yes, more than 30 years old, but defenders actually get better with age. They mature and they can play for a lot longer. So I'm all okay with this. Barca president Joan Laporta tells Todd Costa, Ousmane Dembele, we made our new deal proposal and we're waiting for his answer next week. He wanted to stay here at Barca, but he's now tempted by other options he considers better. This is great news. I thought he's actually going to stick around at Barcelona, and he quite possibly still may. But if there is a sniff of an opportunity on a free, and as I said, nothing is ever free, but if we can get this guy, with some signing on fee and some agent's fee, whatever, some nice wages, this is a player that I'd advocate for. A while back, I didn't. A lot to do with his injuries, and there was some off-field dramas as well, racism around. But seems like he's probably gotten over all of that. He's apologized for all of that. I've watched a lot of him because I've been watching a lot of Barcelona lately, and this guy has been instrumental since Xavi's taken over. I think the most assists as well at the moment in La Liga. Correct me if I'm wrong. And most chances created as well, knowing he didn't even play half the season, which is incredible. Both footed. This is the caliber of winger that would transcend us to the next level, and we need to go to that next level. 1v1, crossing, scoring. I think he's more of a creator than a goal scorer. We need a creator and helping our goal scorers out. So I would love this to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's see what happens with this particular player. Chelsea, if there's a sniff of an opportunity, should be all over it. Barca president Joan Laporta tells Tut Costa, Lewandowski deal is not easy. Remember, our financial situation wasn't so easy. Let Jordi Cruyff and Matteo Alamini work. Look, as I said in my previous video where I covered the Lewandowski news, I said it's not going to be easy for Barcelona. Yes, all the rumors, and I think even the player probably wants to go to Barcelona, but at the end of the day, if a deal cannot be done and something can be sorted out for the player to come to Chelsea, why not? Yes, some may say, well, if he wasn't interested, then why are we pursuing? Look, it all comes down to convincing what we are looking to do. At the end of the day, yes, Barca's on the rise, but Chelsea's probably best placed at the moment to challenge for top honors in Europe. Good manager, we get the right sort of personnel coming in. Why can't we challenge? We're still the former champion until this season's Champions League is finished. So look, if there's an opportunity, Chelsea, this could be a good shout for the next at least couple of seasons minimum. He's one of those players that, as I said, reminds me of your Benzema, your Thiago Silva, Zlatan. It keeps getting better and better by age. So why not another experienced head up front? It all comes down to what happens with Romelu Lukaku, of course. As I said, either way, I'm not unhappy. If Lukaku wants to stick around and if he really wants to commit himself, I'm all okay with that. But if he's not and Lewandowski is up for grabs, let's go for it. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona are working on both Cesar Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso. No doubts on Alonso. He's set to leave Chelsea, but Barca deal depends on final price. Azpilicueta has 2 years deal bid on the table from Barca, waiting for a meeting with Chelsea to decide his future. As I said in my previous video as well, Azpi got a 2-year deal with Barca and plus with a year option on top of that. So I think he's going to take it. And to be honest, he probably should be. You're not going to get a 2-year contract with Chelsea plus a year on top of that, especially when your skill set is slowly declining, especially this season. It hasn't looked that great. Yes, he's chipped in with a goal. He's chipped in with an assist. He can always do that. But overall, we need better. So I'm all okay with that. Marcos Alonso as well. I mean, I don't know what Barcelona is thinking. Marcos Alonso, Azpilicueta, Christensen, just taking all of Chelsea's backline. Especially Marcos Alonso and Azpilicueta, 2 players that I don't think are getting any better. So look, it's up to them. Kudos to them what they're thinking over there. But I think this particular situation needs to happen as well because we need better. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our Chelsea news blitz for the time being. Let me know how you feel about all of these news that we've covered. All the different transfer news, the ownership situation, and also team news. So, yeah, if you've enjoyed this, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.